is up, guys? Welcome back to 86 Ambrosia. It's your girl JoAnn. That's with 1 J and 2 N's, and this is my YouTube channel. Thank you so very much for clicking on that thumbnail that brought you into this vlog video today. I am standing in what will be outfitted as my little YouTube studio. As you can hear, it may be a little bit echoey because there's no furniture in here with the exception of my desk and also my file cabinet where I keep all of my important documents, and then this shelf that is behind me that I absolutely adore. As a matter of fact, what is so special about this shelf that is behind me is that it will be the place that houses my daddy's ashes when I bring him home. Right now, he is down at my grandmother's house because I don't quite think I'm like emotionally ready to bring him home, but I want him to be in this space because this is a space that I did not get to share with him, so it will be super exciting to have my daddy still by my side. Okay guys, so as I said, I am super excited because I'm going to be showing you how you can outfit a space as I am doing for under $50 and get six different backgrounds for behind you. Yes, 6 guys under $50, so that's like less than $10 a backdrop. So I cannot wait to see how this thing turns out. All right guys, so let's jump right into transforming this wall.
Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you mine.
Alright, so step number 1 is I am placing the PVC pipe up against the wall because I need to determine where it will hang in relation to the door and the shelf that you see on the right hand side. The goal is for the fabric to hang low enough so that I can have a seat and do talking head videos, but be high enough so that I can also stand and do talking head videos. So after taking the measurements, it was determined that I needed to place the PVC pipe 2 feet and 7/8 inches down from the ceiling. Now I'm placing a small mark on the wall so that I know exactly where that first hook needs to be hung. The door will not interfere with this PVC pipe that will be behind it. However, I need to make sure that the fabric is not overlaying on that shelf that you see on the right side of the screen. Now repeat this process on the other side, and then I'll be all set to begin making the holes in the wall for the hooks. And here I'm just going back, erasing that mark that I made earlier, so I'm leaving no marks on the wall. Alright guys, so what you see me doing here is just basically using a hammer and a nail to determine if there is a stud behind this particular portion of the drywall. Once I hit that nail and it went all the way through with no problems, I knew that there was not a stud back there. So I had to use a drywall anchor. That is important because whenever you're working with projects that require screws and heavy projects such as curtain rods or anything like that, you will always need to put an anchor into your drywall to make sure your entire project does not come crashing down under the weight of your project. My daddy taught me all of these things, and I know that he'd be super proud to see just how I'm able to work the tools, most of which he left behind. All right, guys, the first hook is up. All right, so as you can see, I have my PVC pipe up. I just used 2 hooks instead of 3 because the hooks have 2 holes in them, so they're pretty sturdy. I also did not want to use a 3rd hook because I wanted to make sure I had enough space here for those clamps that I showed you, and also to be able to hang the fairy lights. Now this is very, very sturdy. Like, if I try my hardest to pop that out, you see how challenging that is? That's a good thing for me because when I put my rod up, I can just snap it down into place. So I actually got the perfect size hooks for this job. Yay! All right, moving on to the next part. It's now time for me to hang the fabric. I chose to use Athleisure Fabric because as a teacher, I have completed many bulletin boards, and I know that this is the best fabric for you because it does not wrinkle. When I take it down in the summers to bring it home and wash it, I just fold it, stick it in my teacher little container or cubby, and when I bring it to school the next year, hang it up, I don't have to worry about ironing it. So this is the perfect fabric. I chose to put up blue first because this is probably the color that I'm going to use the most. Now I am trying to untangle these fairy lights. It wasn't challenging, it was just that the long portion of the fairy lights was somewhat wrapped around these little bundles, but I was smart enough to not untwist the bundles until I actually had the fairy lights hung up. I just predicted that if I did that, it would be a disaster. Now I bought some S hooks that I'm going to actually use to space out and hang these fairy lights just like I want them. But right now what I'm trying to do is just determine how long these fairy lights will hang in comparison to the length of this PVC pipe and then the backdrop that I have up, which is this blue fabric. Do not worry, I do not have to take these fairy lights down each time I put up a new piece of fabric or I want to change the fabric. I have such a clever way that I'll be able to switch between fabrics and looks without ever even needing to take one piece of fabric or the fairy lights down. You're gonna love it, I promise. In the description bar, I included some notes of things that I wish I had have done differently or measurements that I wish I had have taken a little bit differently before I started this project. So if you're going to attempt to do something very similar to this, please make sure you check out the description box so that you can see the notes that I've left so that you won't make some of the same simple little small mistakes that I made. So to change this from the purple to the pink, this is what I did. Okay, so you remember when I told you I had a clever little trick? All I have to do is to literally gather up the fabric behind the fairy lights and then basically just kind of toss it over the PVC pipe that's hanging up. Then what I'm going to do is once I have that fabric up and tucked over that PVC pipe, I'm actually going to go behind the other fabrics and just pull it down. Simple as that. And voila. Now I switched out the purple to the salmon colored pink. The salmon colored pink. Right? Cute, huh? Yeah, so one thing that I'm noticing as I'm looking at my LCD screen is that I actually need to make sure that I get another strand of fairy lights because I want them to be filled in more. Like I have a gap over here on this side, and then I have like a slight gap right here on this side. So either I need to rearrange how they're hung, or I actually need to get me like another set of, because I want my background to be twinkle, twinkle, little star baby. I want it to be lit back behind me. So I think I'm just gonna get me another strand. So yeah, I like this. I really like this. I do realize that I have some little things that I need to tweak, and I'm going to work on that, work on tweaking those things, but girl, I like it. All right guys, so this wraps up this vlog video of me showing you the different ways that you can style a backdrop and light combo. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit that notification bell because I have lots of content just like this already on my channel and more content on the way. I would love to have you a part of the 86 Ambrosia family. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next vlog video.